This video is produced by Morning Newsbeat and sponsored by Repositrak, the industry standard food safety solution. As we were saying, the Food Safety Modernization Act is bipartisan legislation that dates back to when Michael Leavitt was Secretary of Health and Human Services during the George W. Bush administration and was signed into law by Barack Obama. Many of the new law's requirements will go into effect in August 2015, with enforcement scheduled to begin a year later. Among them, greater trackability and access to record keeping, and higher levels of corporate culpability.
The level of record keeping that's going to be required is stunning. It's truly stunning. The concern about the origins of food and the practices around how that food is produced and distributed and maintained are sweeping. This is a non-trivial event for the food industry.
Which is where Repositrak comes in. Built on the foundation of existing systems, Repositrak is designed to be an easy-to-use, inexpensive way for companies to track the vendors with which they do business and the items they sell. Now, perhaps that doesn't sound so onerous. After all, how hard can it be to be able to track where products come from?
Here's something I find fascinating about the modern American supermarket. They've become so robust, so packed full of merchandise that many retailers don't even know how many items they have in the store. They may not even know how many vendors they do business with. But if you don't know that, how can you possibly be 100% confident in the items you're carrying?
And it's worse than that. According to recent research by Repositrak, companies new to their system say that 36% of the time, certificates of liability insurance are missing or expired. Nearly 24% of insurance minimum requirements are not met. 47% of required third-party audits are missing or expired. 43% of suppliers' letters of continuing guarantee are missing or expired. 51% of supplier W-9 taxpayer IDs are missing or expired. What do all these numbers add up to? A climate in which a high percentage of food industry companies are at risk of facing food safety issues, and at risk of not being able to satisfy the demands of new food safety regulations.
This is really about risk management. We cannot create a riskless society. We could try, but ultimately things would happen. So the process that we're talking about is about managing risks.
If your business is at risk, your brand is at risk.
But there's another risk entirely here that the retailer or the wholesaler bears, and that is the risk of their brand. They have no asset that is more precious or more important to them, because there's a lot of places you can buy groceries, and if the brand is tainted and they believe that the brand means unsafe, it diminishes the asset quickly, and it takes years to build it back.
We really believe that retailers and wholesalers are going to have to know the safety practices, the ingredient practices, and the sources practices of their entire supply chain. We call it from fork to farm. And without that, you're at risk.
This is John Grimes, head of safety for Affiliated Foods Midwest. His job is managing risk.
Yeah, we're only as strong as our weakest link, so we have to ensure that the people above us that we get the product from is coming to us safe, and they're handling it in a safe manner. And we do need to make sure that we can show where the product went to. So with our retailers, it's very important that they continue to maintain good quality foods, safe foods throughout that whole process.
Of course, it isn't enough for this company and that company to engage with the requirements of the new law. It has to be an industry-wide solution, which is what we'll talk about next time. But in the meantime, here's something that might help put these new regulatory challenges into perspective. At Affiliated Midwest, prior to implementing Repositrak, they estimated their suppliers were only about 70% compliant in sending in just 3 documents. Given the number of documents that will be required with FSMA, this level of compliance is unacceptable in this new environment.
Go to the website address that you see on screen, and we'll send you an easy-to-understand case study about how they've done it at Affiliated. It'll be like a guidebook to help you down that same path. And remember, denial's not an option, and resistance is futile.
This video is produced by Morning Newsbeat and sponsored by Repositrak, the industry standard food safety solution.